Hey everybody, Travis Holzem with Food Force Abundance, Minnesota, coming to you from Norwood, Young America. And today I had the pleasure of everybody who committed to work for me today showed up to work. And so 3 guys showed up today, and I accomplished what I needed. And I got to putz around with I built a tomato trellis in one of the beds. It kind of looks, it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try different trellises in all the different beds just to kind of see which ones work best. But I'm gonna turn you around and you'll be able to see this place, have a lot better vision of what it looks like now, because all the gravel is spread out and all the beds are filled with soil. So I will turn you around and you'll be able to see what we got. And my next project here is the irrigation, and I'm putting drip lines and mini sprayers in 24 beds. So I have 4. I'll show you here. I'm going to show you what I got. Turning you around. That is what this beautiful place looks like now, with all the rock spread, all the gravel is spread, all the beds are filled. But this, right now I have this 4-headed monster on here running 3 sprinklers on a timer, so it covers all the beds. But these 4 lines, each one is going to have a wireless hub connected to it, which connects to an app, and so the owner will be able to control all the watering that goes into his beds from home or from anywhere. But that's my next thing. Over here in the corner underneath that tarp is all the components to get all these beds filled, or get the water lines put in. But here's my little grape trellis. I tied some bamboo together, and I'm gonna go buy some thicker twine for tying these together. And the string works great for the trellis part, but it doesn't work so great for tying these together. I mean, it works, but it's just, I want a thicker string to work with. But you can see all the beds are starting to pop up a little bit. I know we planted late out here, but we got a lot of tomatoes, and they're starting to bounce back after having some transplant shock. A couple of them might not make it, but all the eggplants have bounced back, and they got eggplants growing. All the peppers, look at all them peppers growing. And like they're not very big, but every one has peppers on them, just about. And then here we got our cucumbers. They're looking okay. Looks like we have to adjust this. Let me see how far this sprinkler's coming. See if it's getting all the way over here. Could definitely move it over this way a couple feet, maybe. Let's see if it gets me all wet over here. Barely touched me. So we're gonna have to move it. Everything else, all the watermelon, and we got some squashes in here. This is all, those are all honeydew and cantaloupe. So we gotta bring this sprinkler over just a couple of feet. There we go. Everything's covered now. And down here, you see all the beds are now filled. And I'm gonna fill these with late summer crops, and I'm also one of them is gonna be filled with just all kinds of herbs, so gonna be an herb garden, and the other one's gonna be a butterfly and bee attractor. So I'm gonna put some flowers, sunflowers and stuff like that in one of these beds, just to maybe more than one, just to give some some insect attracting ability in here while we have all this food growing. Sweet potato bed is starting to pop. Look at all the onions in the back. Kohlrabi, radishes, carrots are starting to pop up. All the beets are coming up. And you got purple cabbage, green cabbage in the corner, the kohlrabi, and the potatoes are not coming up yet. I really don't expect much from them. And I can't find any seed potatoes anywhere. And I don't want to pay 40 bucks for them on Amazon. So maybe I'll see if Gerton's has some. But that's what we have. Basically all I have left to do in here, besides the water, the irrigation lines, is chop off the top of the fence and the posts. And I don't know, I'm just gonna, maybe I'll just ask the owner if he wants to just leave them on, because it's really doesn't make a difference if they're on or off. It's just a deer fence. It doesn't have to be anything special. But oh, I'm gonna get all wet. It's gonna be cold. And tomorrow I have to put on the, down here, I'm going to be burying a couple of pipes, 1/2-inch pipe. They're 8 inches long. I'm gonna pound them in. Actually, I'm gonna dig that up and I'm gonna actually have some C brackets or U clamps or U brackets, and I'm gonna screw them into this 4x4 underneath so they don't move, and then bury them. And then there's gonna be an L latch or a cane latch or whatever, basically L shaped. So it's gonna go down into the hole to keep these gates shut. And then there's gonna be a latch on the very top. And this has been a very, very long project, because with help not showing up, I had to do a lot of this myself. And yeah, but it is, what an amazing place, amazing garden this is going to be. Well, let me turn you around here. But that is my Friday. All I wanted to get is my help to show up and get out of here by noon, because I have some things to do this afternoon, and I had to be home for that. And so that's a short day, but I got everything accomplished I wanted to. Even messed around and built a tomato trellis in the bed, and I was just messing around. It's not too bad, but I will come up with a easier way. You just learn as you go when you're putting these things together, and you come up with new plans and new ideas. That's what growing food is all about, is you learn every day. And that's what you do. Anyway, have a great weekend, my friends. I'm actually coming out here tomorrow to start laying out the water lines and, you know, get the latches put on these doors. And then I can check that off my list. And then back here in the woods, actually, let me turn you around again. Back in the woods here, about 100 feet, there is some mushroom towers stacked up from the previous owner. And I have plugs. I have shiitakes, oyster, and I got 3 different types of mushrooms. I got 100 plugs of each. Oh, chicken of the woods. So I'm gonna plug all them logs back there with all them mushrooms, and that's gonna be the mushroom patch back there. And this property has everything you need. The only thing you got to get is chickens and maybe some cows and goats, and that's all you need, and you're good. And some solar to get 100% off grid out here. Anyway, people, grow food, not lawns. And hit me up, Travis at foodforestabundance.com or foodforestabundancemn.com, and let's design your yard and get those trees and food in the ground. Have an amazing day. See ya.